All right, guys, we did an amazing interview with Pan African Lifestyle. They are all about traveling, all about Pan African lifestyles and so forth. They decided they wanted to interview us, and we obliged. So check it out; it's going to be amazing, and you're going to learn a lot about South Africa. Currently, we have we're doing a real estate tour right now as we
Yeah.
speak. Literally, so we got 35 people here who are literally looking at property throughout the greater Pretoria and Johannesburg area. And this is our sixth completed real estate tour.
Pan African lifestyle.
Welcome to the Pan African Lifestyle Show, where the global African diaspora comes to travel, invest, reconnect, and live the African dream. I'm your host, Darren L. Harris. Pan African Lifestyle is the platform connecting the diaspora to communities across Africa, from travel to relocation, to business, investment, culture, and legacy building. If you're passionate about Africa, global Black opportunity, and building generational wealth across the diaspora, make sure you subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Like this video. Share it with someone who needs to see it. And drop a comment below. Together, let's start living the African dream.
All right, welcome to the Pan African Lifestyle Show. My name is Darren L. Harris. I am your host, and today we have a great show for you. I am so excited because we have two individuals in South Africa. So I'm really excited because I love South Africa. I have a heart for South Africa. And so we're just so grateful to have both Mark and Latasha Blandon, who are in South Africa, and they own a business. Let me tell a little bit about you guys first. So Mark and his wife, Latasha, they are the founders of the Real South Africa, which is a luxury travel. I really want to hear about that. Luxury travel and relocation advisory company, which is based in Johannesburg, or Joburg, like we like to say, South Africa. And so they're helping individuals who are across the African diaspora and those who may even be on the continent who may want to relocate and seek out opportunities in South Africa. And so we're excited to have both of you here today, and welcome to the Pan African Lifestyle Show.
Thank you for having us, Darren. We really
we're definitely excited. So as entrepreneurs, African-American entrepreneurs, I have a lot of questions for y'all. As African-American entrepreneurs who have relocated to South Africa, I know that you both bring firsthand experience about what it means to plant roots in Africa. And many of our listening audience, they're considering relocation. They're considering traveling. And so you come with a wealth of knowledge and information. And some people are just looking for business opportunities there as well. So there's several different people who are going to tune in to our show here. But I want to hear more about your experience. So once again, welcome to the show. If you guys want to just kind of introduce yourselves to our listening audience, or you tell us about your company, and then tell us, how did you get to South Africa?
It's a lot.
Fantastic.
No. I want you to start.
Well, my name is Mark Blanton, and I was born a son of a sharecropper. Nah, I just playing.
No.
But no, I was born in Georgia, and I grew up in North Carolina. Spent a little bit of time in the U.S. Army, roughly about 13 years. That was a great adventure. I'm glad I did that. I transitioned directly from there, and I became U.S. Secret Service for roughly about 10 years. Most of my time was on the vice president's detail, the protection detail. So that gave me an opportunity to travel the world, and of course the United States. So I've pretty much been everywhere in the U.S. I've been a lot of places around the world. But that's basically who I am. Ultimately, I'm just gonna give you the short version of it. We ended up coming to South Africa because they had the World Cup here in South Africa. The whole world was here. Vice President Biden at the time came here, and I was on the detail, so I came as well. And that was my first introduction to South Africa, which was an amazing introduction because I had the opportunity to see, the world here and how South Africa kind of was able to accommodate the entire thing. Like currently, I think the World Cup is coming to the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, so it takes 3 countries to do this. The World Cup is massive, and to see South Africans do it and see them do it in grand style and get it up close and personal seat, because I was really up close. I was like, wow, I was impressed with South Africa. So that was like our initial beginning.
Yeah.
So
so I'm Dr. Latasha Blandon. My story is not that I'm the son of a sharecropper, because I am not. Grew up in a small town in Virginia, not going to give you the name because it doesn't matter. Went to college in North Carolina, went to college in Florida, got a doctorate degree in physical therapy. And then again, the short version is that he brought me here in 2011 after he had come in 2010 for World Cup. And then fell in love as far as being in love with South Africa is concerned. And we started coming, and more often. And here we are. And that's a very, very small snippet of the story, because in between all of that, there's like businesses that we're running back in the States, because we own multiple physical therapy clinics back in the States. That was our primary business back that side. So we've been running businesses together as husband and wife since 2008. So this is not our first rodeo. And it's just nice to be able to serve our community, because that's pretty much what we did on that side. And now we're just able to extend that from South Africa back to them all over there.
All right, teamwork makes the dream work. And so let me say this, and thank you, Dr. Blanton, for sharing that and the work that you're doing. And also, I should say this to you, Mr. Mark, thank you for your service. I'm an Army brat, but I'm a United States Marine Corps to the day I die.
Yeah.
We forgive you.
It's okay.
So that's good to hear too, because they're going to be veterans who are going to be watching the show too, and other individuals who may be considering, like, what do I do after that? And it sounds like both of you have been able to make these transitions and able to still function and operate businesses here stateside and where you are in South Africa, which is amazing, because there's some people who probably think that it can't be done. And so you are a living testimony and testament that, you can do both. Two things can be true at the same time. And so I do appreciate that. And I happen, I was in South Africa maybe twice now. In 2007, after doing a mission trip in Zimbabwe, and then I returned in 2017 during, at the time, Time magazine owned Essence. And they had the Essence Music Festival in Durban. And so I got a chance and opportunity to be there. It was actually the last one, unfortunately, in South Africa. And Essence hasn't returned since, but we got to keep on them and maybe get it back there, because we had an amazing time. It was great. And, it was only a few people from stateside. We had, Reverend Dr. L. Sharpton, T.D. Jakes, Jill Scott, Ambassador Andrew Young, and little bitty old me. So I ended up doing a few master classes and a couple of stage things, and and doing some other work there too, because there's it's called the Akaya, which means home, Akaya Multicultural Arts Center, which is in Zulu Natal, and it's an arts center that I support and supported financially. And so when I returned there for Essence, I wanted to make sure that I made a significant contribution and to give back to them, because they gave so much to me in 2007, which was very helpful for me, because once I returned stateside, I was the CEO of a healthcare company called Akaya Youth Project. And what we did was we housed youth who were at imminent risk of out of home placement because they have mental and behavioral challenges. So it's a statewide program in Louisiana. But the idea and the essence of Ekaya, which means home, came from those young people that I met in 2007. And so I just believe that, my heart is still there. I have love and passion. And so I understand what you experience. And we hope that other people can experience the same thing. So let's talk about your company, because that's why
Okay.
we're here. I want to talk about the services that the Real South Africa, the services that you offer, and how can people who may be considering, who may be, no matter where they are, actually, because we have people all over the diaspora and the continent that may be considering relocation or just travel. So tell us about the services that you provide and get us excited about connecting with you.
Okay, I can easily fill in those gaps. But yeah, like the story that you just told us about coming and you was able to take something away. I'm sure when you came initially, you probably didn't know that was going to happen. But once you got here and you start interacting with the locals or the South Africans, then they bestowed something on you. You saw something which made you want to put a little energy into this location. Well, the same thing happened to me when I came. It was incredible what I saw. The people were so kind. They were too nice to me. And, I didn't get a chance to feel that a lot, especially in the States. Now, Tasha mentioned earlier that we had a company. Obviously, we was in healthcare as well as you were chatting.
Yeah.
And, but we didn't get the love. It just wasn't a thing. So when we decided to move to South Africa, keep in mind, we went from 2010. There's a long process. So people think that, oh, we just overnight just popped
Yeah.
in. It took us 8 years, but in the meantime, we used that time to get, acquainted with South Africa, very acquainted. So we started our company because we wanted other people to have these experiences. So we started chatting amongst each other and we started saying, what could we do?
Yeah.
We could be like everyone else, get everybody to come, go to Kruger National Park,
Yeah.
do several days there, and people never see Johannesburg, put them on a plane and send them back. We could have done that, but we didn't. We decided that we wanted the people to have an experience like we have. So we like luxury tourism anyway. So that was an easy check mark. We wanted nice things. We wanted nice locations. We wanted nice hotels. We needed nice drivers. We needed nice guides. We needed top of the line. And so we actually went out and got those things, made partnerships with everyone that we needed to partner with, and they saw our vision. A little slow at first because they were like, "Well, why don't you just take them to Cape
Yeah.
Town?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Well, yeah, we can and we will, but we do also want to do Durban because I noticed you said you like Durban,
Yeah.
and then of course Johannesburg." So we built that market up, and we looked around, and we were the only ones that were doing it. We're the only ones that were offering it. So we put that together, and then we just started marketing to everyone, saying, "Hey, this is what we have. This is what Joburg has to offer. This is what Durban has to offer." We could put combination packages. Currently, we have we're doing a real estate tour right now as we
Yeah.
speak. Literally, so we got 35 people here who are
Wow.
literally looking at property throughout the greater Pretoria and Johannesburg area. And this is our sixth completed real estate tour. We've done them in Durban, we've done them in Johannesburg, and it's been a smashing success. While we're doing that, we have a group of 10 people here
Yeah.
who are having their luxury experiences. They're going to nice restaurants, all 5 star, by the way. They're doing these types of things, and they're going to Zimbabwe. So they'll be going to Victoria Falls, staying in a very posh, situation, and they're happy that we were able to organize these things for them and make it to where they don't have to do any guesswork.
Mhm.
They after about 2 days of being here, they might have had some trepidation about coming to South Africa, but after about 2 days, they're like, "Yeah, this
This
is
is
this
this.
is this is it. This is what I've been talking about my entire life."
Yeah.
And then they come, and then ultimately they become what we like to call repeat offenders.
Yes.
Meaning, I'll let Tasha tell you what a repeat offender is.
So, we've been doing this for a while now, and the repeat offenders, which I love, are typically two types of people. They are a person that has traveled to South Africa with another company and then traveled with us and was like, I didn't see any of this the first time I came. And then they start coming like every year. So we've got several of those repeat offenders. And then we have those that come with us for their first time to South Africa.
Mhm.
And then they also start coming every year, every other year. Currently on this real estate tour right now, we have 3 sets of repeat offenders. So they've traveled with us several times to do our normal luxury packages. And then this time they came, and they've come on their own several times as well. But this time they came on our real estate tour because they wanted to look at property, get information on immigration, get information on banking, all those things that have to be done when you do relocate. So they're doing the things, they're having a journey to actually relocate properly. And they're part of the repeat offenders program. And we love that because they've done the work. They've built their relationships here in South Africa. They've traveled the country with and without us. Those things actually matter.
At the end of the day, I can just tell you this. Um, I think it's a good service because people realize that first of all they can come to South Africa. Yes, they can do it at a 5-star level, for one, and then lastly, they begin to trust us, and then they bring other people that want to come and experience South Africa, and as we like to say, proper.
Got to do it
Okay.
properly. Got
Well,
to do it properly.
it sounds exciting, and
Mm.
I've known friends in Joburg and Pretoria, and I haven't been to those places yet. So it's good to
Yeah.
know that there's the real South Africa too. That you guys are there because I do plan. It looks like I'm not a repeat offender yet, so it's been
Mm.
2007. And then it was 2017, and we're coming
Hmm.
up on 2027. So it looks like every 10 years that I happen to pop up there. And so
That's okay.
I'm
That's
due for
okay.
a trip. I'm due for a trip real soon. Now, there might be some people who are watching this right now
Okay.
and they have a little hesitation and angst, because of just different things that's happening, and they might need assistance like passport, and they might be considering like, is it safe? Can you speak to some of those things, like some of maybe the pain points that people might experience or myths that people have about traveling abroad, especially to South Africa? And then how
Okay.
do
Let
you
me
help?
let me
Yeah.
Let me speak on South Africa. First of all, you don't need any additional shots. And everybody, that's a question that we get a lot. Do we need all these shots? I don't want to go if I got to take all these shots. Well, if you took shots when you was in school, those are the same shots you're going to need. So you're fine. Nobody's not asking you at the gate for a shot.
Vaccine card.
Yeah, a vaccine card or anything. You just come through. That's number one. I'm sure you experienced that. Number two, as far as a passport, yes. If you're going to travel anywhere outside the United States, you're going to need a passport. Now, 100 years ago, before 9/11, you kind of can go to Caribbean and go across the little borders that's bordering the United States, no problem. But currently, you need a passport. So I would suggest to anyone, especially if you plan on doing anything
Tonight.
outside the United States, get a passport regardless. Okay, they're usually good for 10 years. It's in a few $100, but you have it. The Republic of South Africa is only going to require you to have a passport, a valid passport. Once you have that, you're good to go. They will when you arrive. So let's say you're booking with us and you say, "Hey, Mark, what do I need?" Well, then they're going to say, "Well, don't I need a visa or something?" No. When you get here, they're going to give it to you. It's free. They're just going to just stamp your passport and say, "Welcome. You can stay in the Republic of South Africa up to 90 days." And that's pretty strong. That is strong. As far as safety is concerned, we've been doing this for roughly 6, 7 years, and nobody's had a problem at all. If somebody did, I would have been like, yeah, because that other time. But no, there's nobody really has a problem because what's advertised is all the downtrodden areas here in South Africa. That's advertised all day on
Mhm.
American TV.
Mhm.
What's not advertised are the rest of South Africa, which is a good portion of South Africa is extremely upmarket or upscale. It's extremely the lifestyles that we all want are here, and South Africans are living it all day long, and they're wondering why. They watch our TV and they're like, "Well, why aren't the Americans? Why don't they just come here?" Because they want to live that lifestyle because they are. So when people come, I think their biggest problem is the fact that the culture shock of seeing South Africans living at a high level,
Yeah.
eating good food, and they get to be part of it. That's a struggle that people have because people are like, I'm used to going to, this and that in the United States, and then they come here and they see it everywhere, and they're a little shocked.
So I'm gonna add a
Yeah.
little bit to that. Um, what I think the Americans, Black Americans, should really think about when they are considering traveling to Africa in general, and then especially South Africa, is to leave any misconceptions you have about Africa at customs. Whatever you think you're going to see, you're probably not going to see that. Now, if you are traveling to Africa or to South Africa to look for, say, I don't know, poverty, we're not the company for you. You don't work as hard as you work to travel someplace to be on the bottom. So, as a luxury travel company, we understand that people have worked extremely hard
Yeah.
and your money can go very far here. You can have amazing experiences and you deserve those. So we put this together for people to understand that you deserve to have a proper luxury vacation that makes you feel welcome because everyone that's going to be serving you, everyone that you're going to see, everyone you're going to run into is going to look like you. And that gives you a certain level of peace and it makes you feel very, very good about who you are as a person. So that's what I would add to, to what he's saying as far as like their myths and things they need to let go before they travel.
Well, you hit on something and mentioned something that I've considered many times, and that's relocation.
Hmm.
And I remember being there at least the time in 2017, and I instantly became a millionaire. I didn't even have that much
Yeah.
money. And so, your money goes a long way. It's just a different in terms of currency. And so you are able and can afford to live a different lifestyle if, because of the dollar is strong. And
Yeah.
so, I know even as a veteran, I know that if I had the opportunity to be there, I could probably live a little bit better than I'm living here in America. So
True.
talk to our guests who may be considering relocation. Like, what does that process look like? What does it look like? And then, of course, if you're talking, I don't know if there's dual citizenship or you would have to become a citizen. So if you can speak to those things and help our audience understand, like if you're considering relocation, here are some things you must know. And just give us some pointers, and then of course they can reach out to you, which we'll give, of course, your contact information towards the end.
Okay. Well, the first thing I tell people, because like people meet us like right now and they think that we just went from zero to hero overnight and it was just like a simple little give me a couple of tidbits and I can get it done. I say this, between all the visits that we did prior to that journey that we started many, many years ago, back in 2010,
Yeah.
2011, 12, 13, all the way up to 18, to when we finally moved to South Africa, it benefited us to come eat the food, meet the people, dance at the clubs, go to the movies, spend all the time that we could meeting people here. And each time we went back and forth, it just confirmed to us that South Africa was the place to be. So I would say start your journey, and that's why we always have people reach out to us and we say, hey, come on a trip. We got a minimum of a 6 day Johannesburg tour. You come for 6 days, you're gonna get bit. You're gonna be like, oh, now I understand. And then you will come again on the 10 day. Then you might say, hey, I need to go to Durban and go check out the beaches in Durban, see what that's about. Oh, so eventually it builds up. It really builds up, and then eventually, South Africa would seem more familiar to you than your hometown
Yes.
or wherever you're living. It'd just become more familiar. So that's part of your relocation right there. But a lot of people want to skip that. They just want to go from walking down Main Street, Kansas City, to all of a sudden be in Johannesburg. Well, there's a lot of things that you need to know. It's kind of like taking a sixth grader, putting them in a senior class and a senior honors AP class. You know,
They're gonna struggle a little bit.
that's yeah. There's a lot of struggle. You're building in your struggles, and then some people they try to do that with some tips, and they end up struggling, and they end up back in the United States and with a bad taste in their mouth because they didn't understand the people, they didn't understand
The culture.
the norms. There's a lot
Mhm.
of things they don't understand. So take that time. Like right now, we talked about you being in there in 2007 and 17. You still remember those things.
Yeah.
So and then once you come again in 2027, then you'll be building more,
Mhm.
and as you build, so that's a wonderful thing. As far as tidbits are concerned, I would say that again, get that passport because we get a lot of people who reach out to us that want to come and so forth and get that passport. Once you get that passport, then they give you a visitor's visa once you come through the gate. And every time you come through the gate, they stamp you 90 days. And you can do a lot in 90 days. But then eventually you're saying to yourself, I kind of want to, be there a little longer. I want to stay there for a year, 2 years, 3 years. South Africa has a robust immigration process because now you're asking more. And so whatever the bar is they want you to meet, there's several different bars and everybody's different. So like with us, we have a immigration company that works directly with us that I vetted myself. They follow the Immigration Act of 2002. You can look it up. South African Immigration Act of 2002, and that's the guideline for how people can actually start staying a little longer. So now you got a temporary residency. You ride that temporary residency, which allows you to do a lot of things here in South Africa. Of course, you're not voting because you're not South African. However, from there, if you had it long enough, then you can move to a more permanent status. Now they look at you a little bit harder because now once you become permanent, now they're committing a little bit more to you. So then they look at you a little long, look at you harder. They might say, okay, you've had two temporary residencies, you had three temporary residencies. We could see your movement in and out the country. Okay. You seem to be a good guy. You don't have any FBI issues, stuff like that. You make a couple bucks. They look at you holistically, and then at that point, if you put your application in, it might take a while. But once it's done, and if they want you, you get drafted. Let's say that, like
Pretty
an
much.
NBA, they like you, then they will issue you a permanent residency. And then from there, you can do pretty much everything a South African can do. Um, like when you land in Johannesburg, you don't go where the tourists go. You go where the resident, where the actual South Africans go,
Yeah.
because you have that. It's very doable, but it's not an overnight process, and that's why we have a team of people who do immigrations full time all the time working directly with us, and then we just do a free consult, and they will start you down your journey. Because that's what happened with us. And then lastly, citizenship. People are like, well, I just want. People literally want to come off the street from. I'm going to use Inglewood, California. I'm just picking
Fair,
on those guys,
fair enough.
and they want to go straight from being a marginal citizen in the United States to being a full-blooded citizen overnight in South Africa. And it just doesn't work that way. So then they say, well, I don't want nothing to do with it. Well, okay, fine. However, I would say to you this: a person who comes here and they get I think one of the latest visas they have is the what was that?
The remote workers
The
visa.
remote workers visa, meaning that you have a job in the United States that allow you to work here. That's a very low entry point,
Yeah.
very low entry point. That South Africa, and they allow you to do that for 3 years at a time, and it's renewable.
Wow.
So these are some of the things, but everybody's situation is different, and that's why we always are like, reach out to us. We will get you in contact with our immigrations team. And then they will give you exactly what's going on. And then it gives you a target to shoot for
Yeah.
versus just out here on the street saying, well, I heard that this how they do here, or they're confusing other countries because every country's immigration process is a little
Very
different.
different.
Confusing Ghana with South Africa. It just isn't the same.
It's not the same. You're right.
It's
You know,
not the
they'll go
same.
from, I heard to what had happened was.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
What
yeah,
had
Those are
happened
very
was.
real stories.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close to the end of our time, but I have a few more questions
Sure,
for
go
you.
for
They're
it.
short questions. So,
Sure.
if there was one thing that is a must see that the real South Africa can show our audience, what is that one thing that we must see when we come and connect with you?
Well, that's easy for me. I know Tasha said, "Ooh."
I
I
love
think
that.
I think it's life. I personally believe it's lifestyle. If you come here and see, like for example, we do all that stuff in the U.S. trying to get to a certain lifestyle. Sometimes we get it, most time we don't. But if you come here and you see the lifestyle, and then you realize that it's just a decision away to get into that lifestyle. So, and that's what we do. We put you in a situation where you see this lifestyle. For example, the people that's coming that we have going to dinner tonight. They're going to the five-star black-owned restaurant. It's amazing. They got singers up there singing, and they're bringing all the drinks. And everybody dressed very well. They're going to open up the big window. Cool breeze going to come in, and it's in a great location. That's lifestyle, and they're gonna go and have that experience. And if they have that throughout South Africa, because that's what we do all the time, then that's in our case. That's why we have so many people that decide to come to South Africa and ultimately go through this process of trying to live here full time because they actually see their lifestyle. They can see themselves doing this all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's real good. I'm like excited. I'm like, where's my bag and my luggage? Like I'm looking around. I'm ready to get a luxury tour, you
Yeah,
know, because it is beautiful. And I'm so grateful for both of you. And so I'm going to pivot this one over to Dr. Latasha. So, and we ask all of our guests this question: what does it mean to you to live the African dream?
Hmm. The African dream. What it means to me is wholeness and peace, because that's exactly
Oh,
what I feel here, what I felt here. I felt at peace the moment I landed in 2011. Running that business back in the US, very high paced, lots of anxiety, lots of worry, lots of stress. Just on a visit, all of that came off my shoulders just on a visit. So living here, I get to experience it every day. If I want to be stressed, trust me, it will be a choice because there's no reason to be stressed here. The South Africans are not a stressed people. So if you come with that, they're gonna look at you like you crazy. So leave that where it's at. Um, so yeah, definitely wholeness and peace for me.
I appreciate that. And so here's my final question, because there are people who
sure.
are probably listening to us and they're like, okay, like how do we get in touch with the Blandons? Because we are ready to at least reach out to them, and because our interests have been piqued. And I'm sure if they made it this far in our video, which I'm sure they have because they're listening to
Yeah.
us right now, they want to know how to get in touch with you. So tell us a little bit, give us some information how to get in touch with you. If you have a website, a phone number, whatever it is you have,
Yeah.
contact information, social media, let us know, how do we get in touch with
Okay, it's pretty easy. We do have a website. We have a pretty robust website. It's called therealsouthafrica.com. Therealsouthafrica.com. All our contact details are there. If they just, want to shoot us an email, they could just go to info@therealsouthafrica.com. And then we can start that conversation as far as them wanting to visit South Africa. What they're going to find there is different packages that go to different locations. So we have 22 different packages on our website. First of all, number two, if they decide they want to come by themselves, a lot of our people come by themselves because the other people like, nah, I ain't going over there. You go first, and they feel comfortable with traveling with us, and so they might come on a 10-day to Johannesburg, have the most amazing time, and then we'll see them again in 8 months with someone else or two other people. So you don't have to come in a group. Thirdly, you can actually choose your travel dates. So a lot of people are like, okay, they reach out to us. So what dates are y'all having y'all? Can we come? And I'm like, that's really up to you. So you can select your travel dates on our website. That's easy. So if you want to come 2nd of June to 12 June, it just click number 2 on I mean, 2 June, and it will populate if you pick the 10-day trip, and then you're on your way. And then of course, thirdly, the payment plans are incredible. We want you to put 25% down, a little commitment, but after that, you can pay the rest of your tour trip, up to 30 days prior to you arriving. So if you decided in January that you was coming in December, and you go ahead and put your 25% down, you got the rest of February all the way up to November to make the payment. And then of course we have a buy now, we have a travel now option on our website called Affirm. So if you want to, bring 2 or 3 people, you could do that, or you want to come by yourself, you just click that button. You don't have to worry about a deposit. You would just have the firm will pay us, and then you can travel, and then you would just have to pay Affirm back. And we're so happy we have that option, because you'll be shocked at how many people want to travel but obviously don't have the cash available, or they think they need $1 million when they arrive in South Africa, and they don't. If you got $200, you good. Yeah, because we just take care of everything. So that's
more than 200.
yeah, maybe, 200 for one person. But yeah, so that's basically, how it works. But and then of course, if they have any questions on the website, once again, they can click the button that says schedule a call. I know other people may charge for these types of things. We don't. We just want you to just get your questions answered, and then everything most questions you need answered are on the website, therealsouthafrica.com. And then of course, lastly, I know it should have been a short answer, but it's kind of long. Our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, put The Real South Africa in there. You'll see this face, you might see that face, and we'll pop up, and then you'll be able to watch some of our videos, testimonials of the thousands of people that don't came here with us and travel with us. So that's how you reach us.
All right. All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. I love the energy. So I know people are having a great time. I actually want to come to that dinner tonight. You got me excited about it. And so I know that our audience has learned a great bit of information about you. And so, we're definitely you're going to hear from our audience. And so thank you once again for your time and commitment, and of course, living the African dream, because there's a lot of people thinking about it. But because of your voice today, because of the work that you're doing there in South Africa, many people are going to be inspired, and it works. It works. And it can be done. So thank you very much. And until next time, we hope to see you sooner than later.
Absolutely. We'll see you in 2027.
Yeah.
As a South African, I can't help but imagine how pissed off the American slaves must have been, stuck in America with those savages, and how desperately they held on to the memory of Africa. Black Americans today are children of really, really strong ancestors for staying strong for so long, their entire DNA hopeful to one day get back home. Now here are those children generations later. The DNA of your ancestors must be vibrating with joy. In African culture, there's a heavy respect for ancestors. The understanding is that they are always with you, and you should acknowledge them. Not worship, acknowledge. They are literally in your blood, your DNA, so everything they were still rides with you. So shout-outs to those stolen from home long ago. Salute to them for pushing through literal hell and still passing down the kindness, strength, intelligence, resilience, dancing, singing, braiding and cooking to the Black Americans of today. My heart often cries for them, and anger builds for those European animals that did all that. But the sweet revenge is us reconnecting and building back to our former glory. The slaves they took were not homeless idiots. They took seamstresses, carpenters, mathematicians, teachers, poets, and spiritual leaders from civilized tribes and clans. Don't let them tell you your ancestors were just slaves. It's a lie to make you think you came from nothing. Home, a tale of discovery with the real South Africa. For years, Marcus and Nia had talked about the trip. It wasn't just a vacation, it was a pilgrimage. They wanted to see the motherland, to feel the rhythm of the drums, and to stand on the soil of their ancestors. But every time they sat down to plan their first trip to South Africa, the logistics felt overwhelming. Safety concerns, transport logistics, and the fear of getting a tourist trap experience paralyzed them. They didn't want a generic bus tour. They wanted authenticity. They wanted luxury. They wanted to feel safe. That's when Nia found the real South Africa Travel and Tourism, The Decision. It says here they specialize in luxury packages and handle everything from the moment you land. Real people, real experiences, boots on the ground. Marcus was skeptical, but one consultation call changed everything. The team at the Real South Africa didn't just sell them a package. They listened to their anxieties and promised a seamless experience. They booked the signature luxury tour, The Arrival. Touching down at OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg, the fatigue of the long flight vanished the moment they cleared customs. The professional airport representative from the media pool holding the welcome sign, with Marcus and Nia approaching with their luggage. The lighting is bright and welcoming, with the Welcome Home branding clearly visible. There, holding a sign with their names, was a representative from the Real South Africa. Professional, warm, and welcoming. "Welcome home," he said, taking their bags. Montage of the sleek SUV transfer and arrival at a 5-star hotel in Sandton. The lighting emphasizes luxury and comfort, with golden hour light reflecting off the hotel's glass facade and panoramic city views. From that moment, Marcus realized he didn't have to worry about a thing. The private transfer was a sleek, air-conditioned SUV. Their hotel in Sandton wasn't just a place to sleep, it was a 5-star sanctuary with panoramic views of the richest square mile in Africa. The experience. The next 10 days were a blur of magic, curated perfectly by the Real South Africa. Johannesburg and Soweto. They didn't just drive past Vilakazi Street, they walked it. Their guide, a local with deep knowledge, introduced them to the history of Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu. They ate authentic cuisine at a local restaurant, laughing with locals, feeling the vibrant energy of the township, completely safe and entirely embraced. The luxury safari lodge set up from the media pool, followed by dramatic wildlife footage. A majestic lioness walks close to their vehicle. The lighting transitions from golden savanna light to the warm, intimate lighting of the luxury lodge at night. The safari. Then came the bush. The company had arranged a private game drive at a luxury lodge. Seeing a lioness walk past their vehicle, close enough to hear her breath, brought tears to Nia's eyes. It was raw and majestic. Yet they returned to a lodge with high thread count sheets and gourmet dining. Spectacular shots of Table Mountain from the media pool, with Marcus and Nia standing at the summit. The lighting captures the dramatic collision of oceans with golden hour and blue hour tones. Wine country scenes with world-class vineyards complete the sequence. Cape Town. The transition to the Cape was flawless. Standing atop Table Mountain, looking out over the collision of the oceans, Marcus turned to Nia. I never imagined it would be this beautiful. They visited the winelands, tasted world-class pinotage, and learned about the complex history of the region, the transformation. On their final night, enjoying a sunset dinner overlooking the Atlantic, the couple reflected on the journey. I was so scared of the unknown, Nia admitted, but the real South Africa made the unknown feel like home. They realized that the value wasn't just in the hotels or the flights. It was in the peace of mind. They had experienced the soul of the country without the stress of planning it. They came as tourists, but they were leaving as family. As they boarded the plane back to the States, Marcus pulled out his phone. What are you doing? Nia asked. Writing a review, Marcus smiled. And looking at dates for next year. We have to bring the whole family. Ready to experience the magic for yourself? Don't let the logistics keep you from the journey of a lifetime. Book with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism today, where luxury meets authenticity. Welcome.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
and we have amazing packages to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we would like to see you guys here. All you have to do is just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we'll make sure that your trip here is amazing.
See you here in sunny South Africa.
to the Real South Africa Immersion experience. This trip or experience is for those that are highly interested in experiencing everyday life and everyday lifestyles available here in South Africa. Others have chosen this program and have decided that it was one of the best decisions they've ever made. Why did they say that? Because they had time to actually enjoy South Africa, enjoy the weather, enjoy the people, enjoy the food. They had time to explore, meaning that they weren't rushed to do anything. They had time to shop at their leisure, eat at their leisure, learn about banking, learn about investments, all while here on their own time. This program is designed for those that are seriously considering the opportunities here in South Africa and understanding that spending time in a country is exactly the way you get to learn it. So to find out more about these immersion experiences, please visit our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we look forward to having you here in the immersion program in sunny South Africa.
All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blandon from the Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa? Then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach at therealsouthafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.